Are you wondering what all the fuss is about with the new Cricut Mug Press? Then you're in the right place. I'm going to share everything you need to know about getting started with this machine to help you decide if it's the right machine for you. Katie here from Clark's Condensed. I'm sure you've heard about the newest product from Cricut called the Cricut Mug Press. I was really excited to learn about this and be able to try it out for myself. I ran over to Joann's this morning to buy my own, and I have been playing with it all day. It's a really fun machine, though it's not for everybody, so hopefully this video is going to help you decide if it is something that is worth the investment for you. First, let's get the price out of the way. It is $199, which is pretty expensive. I personally would buy the Cricut Joy instead of the Cricut Mug Press if you're trying to decide between the two, just because this is more of a one-trick pony, while the Cricut Joy can do so much more. However, if you are really into making mugs, you do it for your business, you just make mugs constantly for other people, then the Mug Press might be a good option for you. It really does make mug making a lot easier, and the permanent results from the infusible ink is really, really impressive. One question I am getting a lot about the Mug Press is if you can use materials other than what Cricut has. Cricut advertises this product as only being compatible with their blanks and with their infusible ink. Personally, I haven't tried anything else, but I have been kind of watching what other people have been saying and doing, and it looks like any type of mug that is compatible with sublimation is going to be an option that you can use with the Cricut Mug Press. You can also use the paper, and I'm going to be doing some experiments later, but for now I'm just going to be working with the Cricut blanks that you can buy at the store or on Cricut.com. I actually found the mugs to be really good quality. I was pretty impressed with them. I got this, I think this was 15-ounce mug. Let's see what it is. Yeah, this is a 15-ounce mug, and I got it for $2.99. It's usually $5.99, but I got it on sale for 50% off at Joann's. However, they also sell them in bundles, so the more you buy, the less expensive it gets. But they are good quality, so if you're worried about that, you're going to get a good quality mug either way, whether you decide to use a Cricut mug or go another route. When it comes to the transfer sheets, they do have these smaller ones which work great with the Cricut Joy. However, you don't have to use those. You can use any type of machine with that can work with infusible ink. So you can use your Joy, your Maker, your Explorer 2, or even a competitor machine like the Silhouette. You can also use the larger sheets of infusible ink. I have tons of those, so I'm definitely not going to be running out to buy a lot of these smaller ones, but there's a lot of different options that you can use, which is really nice. There's so many fun and cool designs, and as my husband mentioned, there's a lot of things that you can do with this that you might not be able to come up with on your own, or colors that you might not be able to create on your own. So it's a really cool, it's really great that they have incorporated infusible ink to be used with these mugs. While you don't have to have a Cricut machine in order to use the Mug Press, you will need to download Cricut Design Space. It is free, but in order to set your machine up, you'll have to plug it into your computer. It'll register with Cricut Design Space, and then you can go on your way, and you really don't have to use Design Space after that, unless you're designing and cutting with your Cricut. One other fun thing to keep in mind is that you can use the Cricut infusible ink markers, which makes it so you can freehand your own designs and transfer them onto your mug. I think that there's so many fun and personalized designs that you can do using this, and I can't wait to try it out. So let's get back to starting out with this. I'll admit, when I first did this, I was kind of all over the place. I actually did a Facebook Live as I opened the box and I started it, and it was just a mess. I didn't read the instructions as carefully as I should have, and it kind of threw me for a loop. However, after we got the hang of it, it actually is a really easy machine to use. You just have to kind of figure out exactly how to do the designs. So now I'm actually going to show you a screen share of creating your own designs in Design Space, so you can kind of get an idea of what that is going to look like.
All right, now I'm going to walk you through Design Space and finding different designs and creating your own designs. It can be a little bit overwhelming, so hopefully this will be helpful. If you get into Design Space right now, they do currently have the different designs on the home page. You can kind of scroll through these and see if there's one you like, or click on View All. However, if you come to Design Space and that's not there, just go into the regular project page and type in Mug. and it will come up with all the different designs that they have already created that are ready to go and ready to make. When you come in here, one thing to note is when you click on a project, click under Finish Size to see what the project is for. This is a mistake I made, and I made projects that were not for the right size mug. For this particular design, it is only designed for the 15-ounce mugs. So you can go through and see the different ones. So if there's a 15-ounce or a 12-ounce. However, some of them can be used for both sizes of mugs. So you'll see this drop down under Finish Size, and you need to select the right size mug. If you don't do this, the design won't fit correctly. I put a 12-ounce design on a 15-ounce mug, and so there was a lot of white space. Once you have done this, you can click on Customize, and you will be brought to this page where you can change the initials. Like if you're doing this project, you would change the initials. By doing this, then you need to click on Attach, and you can go through the process of making this design next. However, let's say you want to make your own project, which is totally understandable. Let's click on New, Replace, and we'll click under Images and come over to Project Type and then Small or Large Press Designs. And they have tons of designs in here that you can customize yourself or that you can just add. So these are beyond just what you'll find in the project designs. So if you want to make your own design, I would scroll down until you get to one of these blanks like this. At this point, I would click Ungroup. And if you want to have a background, so let's say you want to have a solid background of your infusible ink. So let's say that you want to type in your name and have that as your design, and then maybe like a heart. Obviously, this is not that cool of a design, but we'll come in here and we'll click Slice, and we'll take that out. Oops. Take that away. And then we will bring this heart back over here, bring it to the front, and then you'll do the slice for that as well. And then you'll put that back on your design, make sure it lines up exactly how you want it to, and then you'll regroup, reattach. So then you'll regroup all that. You'll regroup, reattach, and now we'll come here and you can do the process of cutting it out. However, if you would like, you want it to be the infusible ink that shows up, let's delete all this. Delete this part where I'm deleting everything. So if you want the infusible ink to show up and you don't want this background, then you're just going to want to delete this entirely, and then you can just put in your different designs. So let's say I want to put my name Katie, but I want this to be, I want the words Katie to be in the infusible ink and not just the negative. And then the heart, and then we'll just group that, attach, and we will go on to the next part, and then you'll go through the process of cutting out the design. And that should hopefully answer any of your questions. If you have any questions, just put them below, and then keep watching to see how to continue your project.
Okay, I have designed and cut out my design using my Cricut Joy. So I'm going to pull this away from the mat like this. And then we're going to peel away some of the excess on here. You can do a double cut because I do find that it doesn't always cut all the way through perfectly. So that is one thing you might want to try and do when you're cutting this out. So once you have it out like this, you're going to pull off these little tabs. I made that mistake the first time I did this, and I didn't realize you had to pull these tabs off. It's going to save you a lot of grief if you do that from the beginning. So that just pull off the little tabs on the side like that. And then those are sticky, so that's going to adhere to your mug. So here's one of the mugs, and I am going to come up here and show you how to put it on perfectly. So when you cut out your design, like we mentioned when I did the video, it has to be a mirrored image or else it's going to be backwards. So you're going to want to put it on the mug nice and tightly like this and line it up back here as well as you can. You can remove these if they kind of get on there accidentally like they just did, but you want it to be as tight as possible. So you can use that sticky tape right there. Oh, I need to readjust that a little bit. And just readjust it until everything's perfect. There's no reason to be in a rush. All right. Now we're ready to go. It's on there nice and tight, and we can go ahead and put it into the mug press. So I'm going to warm up the mug press first. And it will let you know when it's all warm and nice and ready to go. Don't put your mug in before warming it up, just because it may prevent it from heating all the way evenly. Okay, now that it's all heated up, we're gonna put the mug in. I'll admit the first time I did this, the material wasn't on there as snugly as it should be, and I had a really hard time putting it in. However, as long as you get it on there nice and tight, you have it on there with the tape, you shouldn't have any issues. You can adjust it, the size, depending on the size of your mug that you're using with the little lever over here, but this is the largest size, so I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna kind of angle it as I drop it in. I'm gonna angle it as I drop it in. Make sure that the handle is right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in. And I'm gonna press the lever down all the way, and the timer will start. All right, the timer has come off. So when that happens, you're gonna come over here, lift up the lever, and carefully bring the mug out. You only wanna pull it out by the handle. You don't wanna pull it out anywhere else because it is pretty hot. So you'll pull it out and put it onto a heat-resistant surface like the Easy Press mat. Once it's there and you feel like it's cool enough, you can pull off the material. I probably should have waited a little bit longer, but I think I'll be okay. Oh, so cool. As you might see here, I forgot to weed out the J that I was gonna put in this for my son's mug. So don't be like me. Make sure that you weed out the excess materials, because obviously that was a mistake. But it still turned out cool because you can see the J. Maybe not as pronounced, but it looks so awesome, the infusible ink on here. It looks so good. This was the first mug I made, and this is where the material wasn't tightly put on there, and it just didn't look that great. So the material is not as vibrant, but if you look at this one, it is just so beautiful. So it is a really, really cool product. There is a little bit of a learning curve. Obviously, if you read instructions better than I do, you're gonna have an easier time getting started. My first try, I got pretty frustrated, but now I'm like, this is pretty cool. I like this. With that said, it is expensive. And if you're only going to be making a mug every now and then, or like once a year, this isn't going to be something you're going to want to invest in. However, if you want to make these permanent mugs that can be personalized in so many different ways, if you want to sell them especially, this might be a good investment for you because it makes it so it is very simple, very safe to make mugs with this permanent finish on it. One thing about this is that it does start to smell. It kind of smells like the Easy Press. If you've ever used one of those, you probably know what smell I'm talking about. So it does emit a little bit of smell, but it's not terrible. They do recommend keeping your window open while you use this machine. Overall, though, I do like this. I think it's fun. I think that it is a great way to make mugs that are really professional looking, though it is expensive. So it's one of those things where if you have the extra money and you feel like you're going to use it, then I say go for it. But if not, if you're saving up for something else like a Joy, a Maker, or even a Dream Box, then this is probably something that you can skip, maybe buy secondhand when people start selling them because they realize they're not using them as much as they thought. However, this might be something that becomes your new favorite crafting tool, and it is well made. It works well just as it says it will, and I really enjoyed using it. So let me know if you have any questions below. I have some links to all the places you can buy them at the description in this video, and be sure to subscribe for more Cricut and crafting tutorials.